What's going on, guys? It's your boy Panda here, and welcome back to the channel. If I sound a little bit raspy, it's because it's really late when I'm making this video, but I didn't expect to actually make a video at all tonight for XDefiant, but we did get some more news and information from them in regards to matchmaking, which is going to be kind of the main thing of this video, as well as preload and download and kind of launch times for XDefiant, because I know a lot of you might have been asking. So I'm going to put a graphic on screen as we go through this, but if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button. It means the world to me. We're going to be uploading almost every single day here on the channel. If you guys haven't already, make sure to subscribe. It's free. It's the best way to support me and kind of show how much that you guys enjoy the content that I am making. But with all that being said, boys and girls, let's hop into today's video. Shameless plug, I'm going to push it probably for the next couple videos, so I do apologize for that, guys, but there's going to be a link down in the description, and that is going to be to my Twitch, twitch.tv/PanduhWasTaken. That is where all of our live streams will be taking place for all of our XDefiant content. So if you guys want to stay up to date with all things live streaming, that is the best place to do it. It means the world to me if you guys would go follow that. A lot of you went and followed it in yesterday's video, so I love you guys to death for that. But if you're new here or you haven't already, please go over there. As well, I'll just say it, there's a link in the description to the Discord as well. That's the best place to get in touch with all of us. But enough yapping, let's hop into the video. So first things first, I am going to be putting a graphic here on screen in regards to the launch times and preload times for XDefiant across the world, depending on where you guys might be. For me, I'm in the US, and it's going to be Thursday, May 16th at 1 p.m. Eastern to preload on all platforms. I do know that XDefiant did get an update today on console, but that is not the preload update. And then the launch for us will be Tuesday, May 21st, of course, at 1 p.m. Eastern or 10 a.m. Pacific. Now, if you're in South America, it looks like the 2 p.m. BRT for the preload on the 16th, and then 2 p.m. BRT for the launch. And then if you're in Europe, it's going to be 7 p.m. CEST for the pre-download, and then 7 p.m. CEST for the launch. And then finally, Oceania and Asia will be the 17th at 3 a.m. AET for the pre-download, and then the 22nd, 3 a.m. AET for the launch. So that's kind of when everything is going to be launching across the board and kind of where you guys might stand in those situations. So now to go alongside that, we also got a bunch of transparency in regards to the matchmaking in XDefiant. I'll put a link in the description to the article, but they really went in depth on things on how this is going to work in casual and ranked, and it's a very good read if you guys are interested, because I know a lot of people have been talking about, well, there has to be SPMM of some sort, they don't understand how it's working, all sorts of other things, but I'll kind of break down everything in the key takeaways. The biggest thing for me, and like they said in their article, the most important thing to know is there is no skill-based matchmaking in our casual playlist. We believe that no SPMM is paramount to fun and varied game experience in the long term. Frankly, skill-based matchmaking means every casual game is a repetitive, consistently repeating matches that are just as stressful as the match as ranked. We believe that casual playlists should be for fun, and no SPMM is the way to do that. If you want that competitive, every second counts, go all out playlist, you'll find our ranked mode to be your liking. Now, this is something that I've said many times, and I've said this across the board for so many first-person shooter games, that the lack of SPMM in XDefiant is going to be something that is going to bring a lot of people into that casual side of playlist. And then the secret in the recipe for success for XDefiant is going to be having a very fun and competitive ranked play, because it just kind of takes the best of both worlds and allows you to do what you want to do when it comes to playing. So we're going to break down everything and how their matchmaking works for both casual and for ranked play. So when it comes to casual, we know there's no SPMM, which they did say that matchmaking puts a priority on fast connection times. It will try to match latency in regions when possible. So for casual play, I'll put it on screen here. Number 1 is latency. They're going to prefer similar pings. Number 2, avoided players. Restrictions in matchmaking between any players currently avoiding one another through muting, which is blocking them or not wanting to kind of play with someone if you think they're cheating or if they're toxic or whatever it might be. That's your best way to get away from them. Number 3, party size. Prefers to the match parties against parties of similar size. So for those of you wondering, solo players who are wanting to play against other solo players, you will most likely all the time run into other solo players, and players who are stacking in teams of 6 will run into players in other teams of 6s. As well, going into, we have region. Prefers players from the same region / language. So no more puto madres or anything like that in the comment sections or anything like that saying that you're playing against bots, because it's casual. You won't be playing that. Input devices, a very big one here. players will be using the same input method. Now, this could be a little different when it comes to how they're going to be doing that. If parties are matched together with different inputs, they're going to kind of do as well parties with multiple inputs as well. And finally, the platform prefers to play as players on the same platform, PC, Xbox, or PS5. Of course, those are going to explain, like, if you're on PC and you're playing with just PC players, you will probably only run into PC players throughout your casual experience. So now going along to ranked play. Now, ranked play isn't going to launch right when it shows up, but in a future season, most likely season 1, ranked play will be there. But in the preseason, there is going to be a practice ranked play or a preseason ranked play mode to kind of iron out what the ranked play should look like from a kind of gameplay perspective. And the way they explained it is ranked play matchmaking prioritizes quality matches. It will wait longer for appropriate players. It is segmented by rank levels and will only matchmake players within a rank range. It also employs latency and region preferences where possible. And like they said, rank play will be added in future seasons, so make sure to keep your skills sharp in the casual playlist until then. But there is more of a breakdown into ranked play, and I'll put that on screen for you now. Number 1, rank points, RP. We know this all in like all other games. It could be called SR, MMR, whatever it might be. This is going to be the amount of points you get for winning. I don't know if they're going to add it into kills, whatever it might be, but they will only match within acceptable rank range. So golds will play probably golds, and bronzes will play bronzes, and so on and so forth. Number 2, latency. Of course, they're going to try to prefer similar pings so that the playing field is pretty much even across the board. Number 3, party size. You're not going to put someone in a 1v4 against a 4-stacking team with full comms and communication. It just makes sense. Number 4, region. Prefers players from the same region/language. Number 5, input device. We've already talked about that one. And number 6, platform. Of course, that is going to be another one of those situations that they're just trying to keep you on the same platform unless you're in a party of multiple different platforms. And then just a couple more things that they talked about that I wanted to say. They did talk about team balancing, input device locking, and lobby persistence. So one of those persistence means the repetition of staying in the same lobby. If in casual playlists, the default behavior of the lobby is to persist between matches. This means subsequent games will often include the same players from a previous match. Teams, however, are shuffled each match. So kind of interesting way they were doing that, kind of like they did in the old COD days, where these lobbies stay together, but sometimes the players that you might have been arguing with or playing against in a sweaty match might be on your team this time, or vice versa. So I do like that the lobbies aren't going to disband and they're going to stay more consistent. The more players, the more likely that is to happen. When it comes to input devices, they're going to keep that locked, especially in ranked, where players aren't able to just switch the input device that they are on in the middle of a game. When you're on keyboard and mouse, you are on keyboard and mouse once the game starts. When you're on controller, the same there. Team balancing, and then once a lobby is populated, teams are balanced based on the player's skill rating. Casual lobby does not use skill to determine who gets into a game, and once everyone shows up, it balances the teams for a fun match. So no skill rating other than in that ranked mode. They're not going to just put, you know, the best of the best players on one team and the worst of the worst on the other. They're going to kind of make that as even as possible if you're in a solo setting, but if you're in a full party, expect to play with, of course, your full party. Now, when it comes to one other thing they talked about, queues, there is going to be a little bit of a waiting queue. It is possible for a player to queue for an open slot if the player joins a party that is already in a full team, or if a player joins a specific lobby that is full. So if you try to join your friends and they're in a game, you will just be put into a queue until a spot either opens up or that game comes to an end. Like I said, didn't expect to get any of this stuff, find out really any information regarding matchmaking, but I have to say at the end of this, XDefiant not having SPMM in the casual mode is going to be insane. I think it's something that a lot of people, especially like me, noticed in the playtest a lot, that you can kind of just sit back, relax, and enjoy the game you're playing. That's one thing that I've taken away from a lot of games, cough, cough, Call of Duty, and many other SPMM games like that, is there's no real ability to just sit there and grind with your friends and have fun, and not have to worry about kind of the next lobby being a torturous kind of mindfuck. It's one of those things that you can just sit there and just enjoy it. And I noticed that in the playtest, and I can't imagine how that's going to feel when we have mass amounts of people playing XDefiant when it officially launches. So that's kind of all we have for this one, guys. I hope you guys stayed till the end. It means the world to me when you guys do, but I just wanted to kind of update you guys on matchmaking, the SPMM situation, and kind of all the details we're getting, because every day we're getting new information from Ubisoft and them. So at this point, kind of expect a video every day unless something changes. So I'm just going to keep you guys updated as little or as much as I have to. So I love you guys to death. I appreciate all the love and support here recently on the channel. You guys are beautiful, one of a kind. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And until the next one, guys, deuces, boys.